If your sales strategy relies on selling through your personal network and through your connection, you might be in trouble. Actually, I would say you are already in trouble. This strategy will cause your business to not grow and cause in your business not predictable revenue. Today we will be talking about this problem, and I will give you 5 solutions that can help you to get out of this vicious cycle and get more predictable revenue as well as grow your company. Hello everyone, my name is Adam Skoneczny and this is Go Global Asia podcast. For last 8 years I've been living in Asia, and last 6 years I've been helping Asian companies expand globally. In this podcast I am discussing everything related to global expansion, sales and collaboration with Western clients. Today I will be talking about a very interesting problem that is happening in many IT companies in Vietnam and also in many other businesses, not only IT businesses but many Asian businesses. The problem is relying on the personal network and take this network and your personal connection as your main sales channel. This causes many issues, as I mentioned before. It's caused stagnancy of the business. What's that mean? Basically, your network reaches the limit and you cannot go beyond that because the number of friends you have, you already ask everyone, you have already request everyone to give you some reference, to give you some referral, and then you cannot go any further. But actually, bigger problem than that is not predictable source of cash flow and not predictable source of the client. What I mean here, relying on personal network and personal connection, you are into some of extent depend on those people. What does that mean? When they bring you client, then you get in the client. And obviously, this kind of collaboration model, if I can call it like that, it will cause in your business lack of predictability, lack of kind of creating the very clear roadmap for your business, and lack of predictability of the cash flow. So again, I will look into this problem, and today also I will give you 5 solutions how to solve it. So let me go right into the solutions. Solution number 1 that I highly recommend is build the sales process. When you have a clear strategy and when you have a clear sales process with the multiple stages of the sales process, with the internal lead generation for your business, and in that lead generation you have 2 or 3 channels, this will give you predictable source of the client and predictable cash flow to your business. How come? How this is possible? Because, as I mentioned, if you have a multiple sales stages, you can calculate conversion on each of the stages. So, thanks to this, you can know actually how many clients coming to your pipeline and how many clients you can close. For example, if you have a 2 or 3 sales channel in your organization, you will know exactly from the sales channel, let's say for example LinkedIn. Monthly, if we send 2,000 requests, we get in 20, let's say for example 20 potential clients. Then we move them to the next stage, let's say meeting. After the meeting, we will convert 10, let's say 50%, 10 potential clients. Then let's say we move to a proposal. After proposal, we will have a 5 potential client. And then let's move to the contracting. After contracting, we have a 1 potential client. So you will exactly know how many invitations, how many messages you need to send to get the 1 client. And in this way, you can build predictable sales channel or predictable sales machine that will give you, based on the specific input, you will get specific output. Second methodology that I can provide you and share with you, it will be your focus. What do I mean? Many people, they are aware of the problem they have, that relying on personal network, relying on connection, it's not good strategy. So what they do, they choose some sales channels. Let's say they choose email, they choose LinkedIn, they choose pay ads, and they test it for 1 week or for 2 weeks, and then they say, oh, it doesn't work. And this is big problem, because expectation of the people who are trying those channels, they're not really valid. What do I mean? People without experience who first time trying the new sales channel, they hoping very soon they can get a result. But very often the results come in the longer term. So imagine that you probably will need to devote 3 to 6 months for those channels to have a clear understanding if it's working or not working. That's why I often also do not recommend starting with the paid channels. So for instance, if you want to do advertising, paid advertising on the Google, on the Clutch, on the LinkedIn, it's not the best idea, because if you do it first time and you don't have a value proposition, you don't know what kind of problems you are solving, or what kind of problem your client they have a tendency to interact, then you can burn a lot of money when you do pay advertising. So start with the channels, sales channels, that you can use your internal workforce, you can use your lead generation specialist, you can use your business development representative, you can use your sales team. Take their time, invest time in them, into those channels, and measure it. That will be key for you. Measure, as I before explained you with the sales process. Measure it. The sales channel, you should measure it also on each stage, because each sales channel will convert differently, and obviously your goal is to figure out the best channel. And it's not so obvious that you might think, okay, LinkedIn working very well generally for everyone. But it also depends on the market you're approaching. It depends on the client you're approaching. That means on your ICP. So there is the stage, let's call it like that, where you need to pay a lot of attention, when you need to measure everything to figure out what sales channel works for you the best, how to use it, that it's matching with your ideal client profile and the market you are prospect. Point number 3, how can you build sustainable revenue stream? It's to sell long-term contracts. I see that many companies, they focusing, let's say, on the project base. Project base is contracting that will clearly stay the starting date and the end date and what should be delivered during that time. And usually those contracts there are between 6 weeks to 6 months, maybe 1 year. I don't see the contract under project-based collaboration model longer than that, because if you want to do longer than that, you will have to scope, write down all functionalities and everything what you will do in this contract, and it's pretty difficult to write down 1 year ahead what you will do in this project. So what is my suggestion? You need to figure out the way, how can you offer something long term? How can you create service offering that will engage your client with you for a very long time? For instance, if you're specializing in project base, you need to also have a system in your company that will be converting the client from the project base to maintenance or offshore development center. So basically you need to work on your value proposition and how you're pitching this to the client. That's the one solution. Second solution, you can create monthly support program for your client. even if you create some small application and there is no chance to sell maintenance to your client, maybe you can do monthly support. What's that mean? Maybe devote few hours per month to that client. But what is important, to have a continuity of working with this client. And as far as if this is only one client, then the revenue stream can be very small. But if you have 20 clients like that or 50 clients like that, you will know that from this monthly support, every month you are receiving $20,000 or $50,000. This is a great way to create predictable revenue stream. Next, obviously, if possible, try to sell dedicated teams to your client. Dedicated team or time and material offering, they usually don't have a deadline. You engage with the client for very, very long period. The contract lasts from 6 months to 5 years and even longer. If you manage to create great team for your client that he successfully integrate with his team, they will be very reluctant to resign from collaboration with you. I guess something bad would have to happen that the client resign, either on client side or on your side. But other than that, when the client successfully integrate the team, they don't want to stop that collaboration. Solution number 4, and I would say this is my top solution. Create customer success manager position at your organization. Customer success manager, if you following my content, you probably heard about this so many times. And there is a specific reason why I'm telling about this so often. The reason is, it just basically works. And what is the customer success manager? Customer success manager is a position at your organization or responsibility that will create specific process for your resources, for your company employee, and those resources responsibility is to work with your client and try to collect reference, collect referrals, cross-sell and upsell. There is no better place to grow revenue than from existing clients. And to be honest with you, we measure our sales channel and we measure also our client sales channel. And the top channels for 2024 and so far for 2025 is customer success manager process in your organization. So basically how to build it. In this video, I will be not sharing with you how to build the whole process, but I already record another video how to build the customer success manager process in your organization, and I will link it below. So if you want to start from this channel and get more sustainable revenue flow into your organization, I highly recommend you to go to that video and watch it fully. And the last, number 5 solution is create strategic program for your partners. So let's say that you really rely on your personal connection and you build that network for many years and you collaborate with them very closely. What I recommend to you is create strategic partnership program that will compensate your partner based on the revenue they will bring to your organization as well as number of new clients. So if you build a partnership program in the way that they will get more benefits when they bring in more revenue and more new clients, your partner, they will be willing to actively support you. And the issue here is many times I see companies, IT companies, they instead of giving more benefits to the partners when they bring in more revenue, they actually cutting it down. And this is the huge mistake what you can do. If your partners see that you don't want them to make more money for you, they will not do it, basically. And how you show them? Basically, you show them by creating your partnership program in the way that if he get, let's say, for example, if he get a deal from 50,000 to 100,000, he will get 10%. But from 100,000 to 500,000, he will get only 5%. And common sense it say that, oh, but anyway you will make more money because it's a bigger deal. But the fact is that you cut off in the half the benefits of this partner. So what they probably will do, they will go to another company who is providing 10%, let's say for example 10% for the whole duration of the contract. Please try to avoid this kind of mistake of reducing the compensation for the partner. Seriously, it's very, very demotivating for the partners that you're collaborating with. Second, please go other way around. Give them more benefits if they give you more revenue, and give them more benefits when they bring you a new client. How you can do it? You can give them sign-up bonus. For example, if they sign you new client, which the initial contract value is, let's say, 50,000, then they get like $3,000 bonus. Then if its initial value is 100,000, they will get $10,000 bonus. Any kind of activity that will benefit your partners for getting new clients will motivate them to bring you new clients. And thanks to that, you can have a more stable revenue source. I would like to underline here one element, that even with the strategic partnership program, you will be not able to predict how many clients they will bring you. You can assume, you can get the average, but you will be not able to predict in the similar way as you would do with your traditional sales channel and internal team reaching out to the potential leads. So this is something what you can keep in mind. However, we know that if you create a very good benefit program for your partners, they will be much more willing to bring you additional clients. So guys, that's it. This is the 5 solutions that you can do to get the stable cash flow, a stable flow of the client to your business. Let me go through them again. First of all, build the sales process. Build the multiple stages in the sales process and measure the conversion between stages. Second, choose 2 to 3 channels that you will use, test in the long term, and also calculate conversion of these channels, so then you can know exactly how many clients you can get from each channel. Number 3, create service offering that will engage client in the long term. Try to get out of project base or add some additional value to the project base that will force your client, or let's say convince them to work with you long term. Next, implement CSM, Customer Success Manager process in your organization. And number 5, create strategic partner program. Now what I would like you to do is to choose one solution out of those 5 and try put it into the test. If you decide to choose Customer Success Manager, please go and watch the video that I record about how to create Customer Success Manager in your organization. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.